Welcome. You're watching the Thrift Store Rundown, where we bring Hollywood home on a budget. Troubled couples across the land who are navigating rough seas. Dating, engaged, married, on the brink of divorce. Lend me your ears and loan me your hearts. You can't be consumed by your petty differences anymore. You must be united in your common interests. And if one of those common interests happens to be cooking, well, have I got a treat for you. Perhaps it's fate that today is Independence Eve, the 3rd of July, meaning that you have one day from today, tomorrow being the 4th, to add some fireworks to your relationship before it fizzles and goes up in smoke forever. And I have just the ticket with Cook's Country from 2015. And of course, you know Cook's Country is the regional American imprint of you-know-who, ATK. I got this from the American Thrift Store in Passaic. How fitting of a name is that? And even though this says the number 6 here, I did not pay $6 for this. In fact, due to American Thrift's questionable pricing procedures, I don't really know how much I paid for this. What I do know is that I paid under $10 for this, and although I don't say this often, any book out there that's supposed to have a dust jacket, but does not have it, it's a book that bears its soul. So it had better deliver, and this does. This is a full year, the 2015 year, of Cook's Country from ATK. We start off with an index in alphabetical order if you want to find recipes or chapters or sections in here. That quicker and that easier. And of course, the rundown with Cook's Country is as follows. You have getting to know, certain ingredients and concoctions to make assembly recipes easier, cooking class, step-by-step photographs for making pub-style burgers and other delicious American regional specialties that you might not have otherwise heard of until Cook's Country came and resurrected them in their test kitchen. Slow cooker recipes. Recipe makeovers, lighter variations of well-known American comfort foods and again, regional staples that you might not have heard of until Cook's Country brought them back alive. 5 easy recipes, 1 master recipe, 4 variations for regional American specialties and other stuff. Of course, the cribble reviews, taste tests, heirloom recipes, recipes from history, and a great American cake to serve as a sweet ending for all of these issues of Cook's Country. Many of them, all of them dual month, by the way, in 2015. So we start here, February and March, and then April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, and January in 2016. So that's 6 issues of Cook's Country in this one book. How about that? Now, in case you didn't get the memo, we're going to be focusing on the cooking for 2 section for all the couples out there who are celebrating the 4th by themselves. So let's get started with this French onion soup by Christy Morrison, one of my favorites on Cook's Country TV. A soup built on slow caramelized onions in less than an hour? We cracked the code. This French onion soup was actually made on ATK proper, hosted by Christopher Kimball, made inside their test kitchen in Brookline, Massachusetts, where they used to tape the show until they moved to the Innovation and Design Building in Boston. It came out of some history in the test kitchen. A friend of Christopher Kimball's, Henri, made, as he said, the most spectacular French onion soup he ever had. French onion soup. That would be just perfect for summer if you want to get some summer loving on in the best way possible. It was about onions at time, developing fond, caramelizing the onions to achieve that deep, rich flavor. And you can't rush it. That would be nice. So that's a variation for 2. We also have a weeknight pork stew, a variation on Cook's Illustrated's French-style pork stew. As Aaron from Manette says, a fantastic recipe itself, but it takes more than 3 hours to make. This is a simple and much quicker weeknight version, yet still presentable enough for the 4th of July for weekend entertaining. Could they make a lighter yet complex spring stew with tender vegetables and savory pork in less than an hour? Aaron set out to do just that, and hopefully you can too. Next up, roast lemon chicken. Simple, straightforward, superlative sounding and looking. This is from Aaron Fumanek once again. To get maximum lemon flavor into a quick dinner for two, we gave bone and breast a double dose of zest and juice for a simple but spectacularly delicious sounding and looking roast lemon chicken. Next up is paella. Yes, paella not for a crowd, but for two. This is by Cecilia Jenkins. Paella, or paella, with its long list of ingredients, can be a production, but does it have to be? Not if you're cooking for two. And besides, the successful outcome of this can lead to a better production, a bigger production, later on, in another room. One that has a queen-size bed. This is chicken tetrazzini. I first heard of chicken tetrazzini, believe it or not, to my great shame, on the Maury Show. There was a guest on the Maury Show that had been seduced her significant other with chicken tetrazzini. And guess what? On one of Maury's recap shows, somebody actually came and handed out plates of chicken tetrazzini to the studio audience. Not this exact recipe by Katie Leon, but something similar to this. We set out to rescue this dish from leftovers land and return it to its creamy, cheesy roots in a dish for two. Right on you, but now there is no rescuing it from its Maury Show status. Finally, crusted beef tenderloin. We bought the fancy steakhouse steak home and left the pricey tab at the restaurant. Saving greenbacks while celebrating red, white, and blue? Ashley Moore, you are right on the money. Okay, that out of the 5 cookie for 2 recipes I featured here, that is priority number 1. Add that to the list, the top of the list of the top 5 here, and get that started soon. Again, no dust jacket. And you can tell here through the texture of the book, this smooth texture here and this a little more rougher to the touch, as you can hear from the scratching. This was supposed to have a dust jacket, but it doesn't, so I don't know the retail price for this. However, it's definitely less expensive, if not equally expensive, to the price that you would pay for all 5 of these issues of Cook's Country if you're a subscriber to Cook's Country and you pay for all of them combined. $5.95 US, $6.95 in Canada. So I gotta say, this is definitely much less expensive than buying all those individually, especially at a thrift shop. And you can do the math. That is a pretty good deal right there. In fact, not just pretty good, that is a uniquely American deal. And that's why it gets all 5 claps. Troubled couples across the country, listen to me. With this cookbook, your relationship will live on. It will survive. And tomorrow, you will celebrate your Independence Day with lots of love. America's Test Kitchen style. That's the best American style I can think of. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the thrift side.